Within the next half hour, the government is publishing the full detail of its new anti-terror bill, sparking once more concerns over the delicate balance between security and civil liberty. The proposals are already provoking reported clashes within government, with the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary said to be differing on the details of the controversial centrepiece. That's the detention of terror suspects without charge for up to 90 days. And the judiciary has stepped in, warning the government not to go too far. Ros Opton reports.
In the wake of the London bombings, Tony Blair signalled a tougher stance against terrorists.
Let no one be in any doubt, the rules of the game are changing.
But new anti-terrorist measures drawn up after July the 7th must perform a balancing act, protecting the public while simultaneously observing human rights. It's widely felt the Home Secretary's new anti-terrorism bill to be read in Parliament today will fail to achieve that balance. The main point of contention is a proposal to extend the length of time police can detain suspects without charge from 2 weeks to 3 months. Opponents say this would be an infringement of human rights.
It seems clear to me that the response to terrorism should, yes, be effective measures which can help tackle terrorism in this country, but not measures which then break away the very fundamental principles of justice that we have. And I believe holding suspects without charge for this long breaks those very principles.
Charles Clarke yesterday intimated he may climb down on the 90-day detention period, though there is some support, even among moderate Muslim groups, for police having extra time to gather complex evidence in a terrorist case.
If they think that there is strong evidence and they think that he should be removed from the society for a longer amount of period, and that will help in combating terrorism, and yes, that should be done.
The Home Secretary has already revised a second controversial point in the new bill. He had planned to ban glorifying terrorist acts, but now convictions will depend upon the suspect having also intended to incite further acts of terror. The new anti-terrorism measures will be debated in the House of Commons. Charles Clarke will be hoping for cross-party consensus in order to get the new legislation through Parliament quickly, but that won't be the final hurdle. Senior legal figures have warned the government the judiciary will not be told how to interpret the law.
Well, Ian MacDonald is a QC who earlier this year resigned from his post on the Special Immigration Appeals Court in protest at the government's anti-terror laws. He's with me now. Is the government trying to pressure judges, do you think?
Well, I don't know whether they're trying to pressure judges, but
browbeat them.
I think that they have certainly indicated that judges have got to decide cases in a certain way. And I think that oversteps the constitutional markers between government and the judiciary. It's not the first time it's happened. It's something which has really been going on for some years. For example, the previous Home Secretary, Mr. Blunkett, said it's about time that judges knew their place. So this is not a new thing, it's an ongoing thing, and it's a worrying development.
When it comes to this key controversial measure of detaining terror suspects without trial for up to 90 days, supporters of that measure say, look, this is going to be reviewed by a judge every so often, every few days. What is wrong with leaving it ultimately to a judge to decide whether a suspect should be held for 90 days?
Well, I think you have to look at the mechanics of it. I mean, the judge is actually going to have very little power, because if the police come to the court and say, look, this is where we're at, these are the inquiries we've got to make, what information has the judge got against that? And so, in a sense, the judge is almost being used as a rubber stamp to extend this thing. And I think it's objectionable anyhow. I mean, we have to ask the question, do we want to live in a Britain where people are liable to be picked up, particularly from Asian communities, and locked up for 3 months simply because the police think they may be involved in some terrorism?
Do you think the police might get it wrong? Is that the feeling?
The police have always got it wrong in the past, and there's no reason to think that they're going to suddenly get it right now. They may get it right many of the times, but they do also get it wrong.
Ian MacDonald, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.